What is up, car addicts? Welcome back to the series where I customize and review past DLC and OG vehicles never got the chance to because I didn't start making car customization videos till about late 2015. As always, guys, let me know in the comments what car from late 2015 and older you want to see me customize next, and I'll display the most liked vehicle suggestion comment in the next customization video. So in today's video, we're going to be customizing the Benefactor XLS. So this SUV came out with the Further Adventures in Violence and Felony update in June of 2016 and can be purchased from Legendary Motorsport website for just over $250,000 for the regular one and just over $500,000 for the armored variant. Now the armored variant does have some differences other than the typical armored plating and blacked out chrome trim we see on these variants. It actually has a wide body on it and custom side skirts as well. Now the regular XLS and the armored variant do not have any visual customization, unfortunately. However, the armored variant does come stock with those exterior differences that I mentioned. Now in terms of performance, the XLS is in the SUVs class and is around 20th place for track performance in that class. However, the armored variant is actually around 10th place in that track for track performance, meaning it's obviously a lot faster. Now usually with cars that have armored variants, the armored one is always slower, but in the case of the XLS, the armored variant is actually faster. Now even with that extra speed and the wide body, I still personally don't like the way the armored plating itself looks on these armored cars, so I will be customizing the regular one for this video. But anyways, in terms of what the XLS is based on, is primarily based on the Mercedes GLS 63, specifically the X166. However, the front headlights and grille do take some inspiration from the 3rd gen Hyundai Santa Fe, and the taillights seem to be inspired by the BMW X5 F15, so definitely a very weird combination there. Some Mercedes, some BMW, and for some reason some Hyundai. Definitely a weird decision there, but regardless, it's still a pretty good looking SUV. But anyways, let's go ahead and check out the customization of the XLS. Alright, XLS. Okay, we got armor, brakes, engine, lights, xenons for sure, plates, black background. Now I do have a Benz plate for this, but with how many different variants of vehicles this is inspired by, Hyundai, BMW, Mercedes, is kind of a weird mishmash. I'm just gonna put my luxury plate on it. It's kind of weird to have my Benz plate with BMW X5 taillights. It just looks a bit weird. So luxury plate it is. Now for color, I was thinking like a nice gray, but I don't know. I think the brushed aluminum looks pretty good. You can see here. I think that's a fantastic color for this SUV. So we're gonna do that. Secondary color is the front skid plate there. Very random. The brake calipers don't change. No interior stitching. It's just the brake calipers. Very, very weird. Nothing in the back either. So yeah, just brake calipers. Not brake calipers. The front skid plate. I wish it was brake calipers. That would have been nice to tie that into that, or maybe make it something separate. But skid plate it is. So I think for this, I mean, in black, it makes it look kind of cheap, if you ask me. I don't know. I think it needs some type of premium look down there. I mean, there's a ton of chrome all over this thing. We could go chrome, but I think it's a bit too bright there. If you want the closest to like the original looking chrome that are on these vehicles, you want to go to metals, and then you throw, not chameleon, metals, and you throw the brushed black steel. It's basically like a tinted chrome for the most part, really similar, probably the closest you're going to get to the original chrome look, and I think it looks fantastic there, so we'll do that. Chrome for this thing goes on the doors. Okay. Suspension, I think we definitely need to lower this thing. Yeah. Transmission, turbo, wheels. Now the stock wheels are pretty nice on this thing, but I think it's maybe a little too much chrome if you ask me. But I still want to have some chrome integrated in that wheel. So I kind of looked through all the wheels here, and I think the Obey RS look pretty good. These right here with the black spokes, I think it looks fantastic with the chrome lip on the wheel. I think it just looks super nice. Windows and black them out, and that's all the options there. So another, it's kind of weird to think about. I mean, the Serrano, right, the SUV version, because there's two Serranos, the sports car and then the other Serrano that's spelled differently with the that's a little SUV. That one actually does have visual customization, and so does the Dubsta as well. But this is literally a DLC SUV that cost over $200,000 and has no visual customization. I don't understand that, but anyways, let's exit to ground here. Out into the sunlight. Oh man, that came out nice. The black wheels, that silver with, oh, I love it. I'm happy with that. That's really nice. Give it some revs here. Okay, it's not a typical SUV exhaust note. It sounds kind of like a coupe or a sedan. Okay, interior model, a copy and paste 2013 interior model. Typical stuff that we're kind of used to seeing. The headrests do look a bit weird there. Those were definitely tacked on. It's like they chopped off the top of the front headrest and kind of stuck it on back there. It does not flow at all. That looks pretty bad. Alright, let's floor it here. All-wheel drive. At least I'm pretty sure it's all-wheel drive. Let's see here. Oh yeah, all-wheel drive. Very nice. It looks nice, I have to admit. Like, I really like the way it looks. I love the dual exit exhaust. Just the general look of this thing, it looks pretty good. But then you look at the front and it's like Hyundai. It's like, it's just so, you're looking at this classy, you know, BMW looking Mercedes from, you know, the back and kind of three-quarter view. But then the front is like, hi, I'm a Hyundai. It's like, what? It's so weird. And then you got the Mercedes style hood. It's a really weird mismatch, honestly. And I never really noticed it was a Hyundai at first until somebody pointed it out to me, and I'm like, what? And I looked it up and I'm like, oh, I can't unsee that now. that's so weird. Why'd they do that? But it is what it is. Still a nice SUV regardless, and it's pretty quick too. Now, honestly, it doesn't really matter whether you buy the armored variant or the regular one, because either way you're not going to be, you know, competing against the top SUVs, right? So there's really no point. Just buy the one that you personally think looks better, regardless of the speed difference. And I do like the wide body on the armored variant, even though it has the bolts. I don't really like the kind of exposed bolts. And the side skirt looks pretty good, but the armored plating I just don't like. They really should have made the side skirt, maybe a couple of hood options and stuff for this thing. I think it really needed it. Let me get into some driving impressions here. I mean, I think it drives like pretty much every traditional SUV. It's just faster. Yeah, I mean, pretty similar here. Typical, kind of like a lot of body roll. Ooh, some understeer. Turn. Yeah, quite a bit of understeer, but you kind of expect that from all-wheel drive. Force it a little more here. Yeah, typical SUV handling for the most part, just faster. Not bad. I like it, and I think if you get the regular one for about $250K, I think it's a pretty solid deal. I mean, there's cars in the Summer San Andreas website, street cars that cost $90K that you can get off the street for free. But for some of you who maybe are more lazy and you want it right now, or you don't feel like waiting for the next spawn, you just end up buying it from the website. I mean, you can buy a DLC SUV for $200K that you never see driving around on the street, because it's not, you know, a normal AI street car, and most people don't really own it anymore because it's not, you know, any of the top competing SUVs, and it has no visual customization, unfortunately. So if you want something that most people don't have, I think it's a pretty good option, and for the money you really can't go wrong. I mean, with upgrades and everything, you're well under $500,000 in this thing. I think that's a pretty decent deal, honestly. So yeah, that's kind of my take on the XLS here. Great SUV for the most part. It just needs visual customization. But let's see here, engine model and stuff. Yeah, kind of reused there from other benefactors, and the texture quality around the engine bay. What is that? That is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Is that like is that supposed to be an alternator, like right there? What is that? That's so, oh god, no. That's in the wrong place, and it just, oh god, it's like random. Oh, is that a battery cable over there? The battery is all the way over here, my guy. There's some, yeah, this engine bay has a lot of weird things going on. That's yikes. Yeah, it's definitely never opened that. We already talked about the interior model. The trunk opens up the way it's supposed to. Pretty good there, even though it's floating with no hinges, but that's, you know, most you know, doors and trunks and stuff in game. But I mean, dark tints, that kind of solves that issue, and just don't open any of the doors, and there you go. Pretty good looking SUV. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Remember to let me know down below in the comments what vehicle from late 2015 and older you want to see me customize next, and I'll see you in the next one.